Yeah, he's going to be a problem. But the Giants already knew that. Shannon, I look at it like this. It would be like you marry an alcoholic, and then you're surprised on the way home they want to stop at the liquor store. It's just that simple. Because they already knew what they were getting. Yeah. This is not different. This is not where you're trying to figure out and go, oh, wait a minute, where is this coming from? No, the only time he wasn't acting out, Skip, was when? Right before the contract, in training camp, right?
That's what Skip said.
For a couple of weeks. He's so talented. I get his frustration. I really do. And you know what? I blame the Giants organization and ownership. I blame Giants fans who all had a hissy fit and were all upset, right? When Jerry Reese and Ben McAdoo knew what was coming,
they did.
And they tried to stop it. They said, no, Eli's not good enough anymore. And they were you could argue that it should have been Davis Webb instead of
that was my only
right?
that was my only complaint.
Gino, who we all know Gino can't play. So let's take a look at Davis Webb right on the lost season.
Right.
So that's my only argument. But the idea that they were going to take Eli out wasn't the issue. And everybody said, oh, we signed Saquon Barkley. You get a running back, you get your receivers back, and that'll give Eli, that'll help him upgrade the offensive line, and he should be helped. Has he been helped? Not at all. There's still, last year they were 1-5 at this point. Here they are again, another bad season en route. I'm not saying it's all Eli's fault, but if I was a receiver of Odell Beckham's talent, I would be upset that this is what I got. And no matter how poorly he plays, nothing's going to change. So the acting out part, I get it. You can't be mad at him because this is who he is. Right. We talk about this all the time. If you had a problem with him, what did he do last year with the kicking net and all the other stuff that went on? You could have easily said, we're going to get rid of him, make a trade. We're not going to give him the money. Because to me, when a guy's loud, Skip, prior to getting all the money, he's only going to be louder.
That's
because
true.
now
I agree with that.
Because he has security. He's going to get paid. He knows it. The Giants knew it, and they're stuck with him. And he's going to act out for the rest of the year because here's another bad New York football Giants season.
Well, you see, I'm going to take a little step further. You say he's going to act out for the rest of the year. He's going to act out as long as he's with the Giants. This is who he is. Money only makes you makes you more of what you already are. And look, I get it. And people are like, well, Odell's not the problem. Is he the solution? So either you're part of the problem or you're part of the solution.
100%.
It's as simple as that. Okay, he's trying to get his team. Who gets inspired by Odell doing that? That's what I want to know. Who is he inspiring? Who is he firing up? Because he said he did, and he said what he said. He's trying to galvanize the team. He's trying to bring the team together. Who? Odell. You know what, Skip? If they were losing the game last night and Odell had 10 for $155 and 2 touchdowns.
That's true.
And he's doing the same thing. Okay, I can live with that. Right. Odell, even though he going off, he said, man, I can't, nah, bro. No, this ain't not good. But it's only when he's not getting 10 for $155 and a touchdown is when he getting the little piddly yards, the little piddly catches.
He had, what, 6 for 44?
Do we see him act out like this, Skip? So I'm not surprised. But here's the thing. And it's not all Odell's fault because I believe if Odell could get the ball, it could help. Odell antics just keeps us from looking at some of the bigger problems. Eli Manning, offensive line, the defense. So, you know, me, I'm smart enough. I can look all over the field. I can see, Skip, they foretold this. This is what Coach Belichick. Now, I'm not saying that he's right or wrong, but this is what Coach Belichick tries to prevent, Skip, is that you getting old on the job. And you will.
What does he always say? He'd rather get rid of you a year or two early than a year or two late.
That's the Branch Rickey theory,
right?
Yeah.
You're not going to down the vine on me. I'm going to let somebody else pluck you. You down the vine on them.
Always trade a player 1 year before you think you should trade them.
Right. So that's the thing. And guess what, Skip? All the money in the world can't encourage him to do right. When you've been so accustomed.
Mostly it's going to encourage him to continue to do wrong.
Because guess what it got me, Skip? If a kid throws a tantrum in the grocery store, you give him ice cream, cookies, or candy.
They get right. They got
So what's to stop him, Skip, every time he goes into the grocery store from doing said tantrum? You rewarded him with that cheese. Why would he stop? You rewarded him. You rewarded next. Be careful how you reinforce negative behavior. But he's a part of the problem, but Eli's a bigger part, offensive line's a part, defensive part. Odell's a little part, but he's a part of the problem.
Yep. So what are we seeing at the position of wide receiver in the National Football League? It has become the most volatile position in all of sports because only at wide receiver in the NFL do you have NBA-like stars because they get all the highlights.
Right.
They have all the big highlight catches that are equivalent of big dunks in the NBA.
Or
right?
they're dancing in the end zone.
Yeah,
Right.
they're doing something that makes the top play. You know,
Yes.
it's the Sports Center highlight. So in this case, Odell, I laughed out loud on this show when they were talking about he's going to become the leader of our team. The leader of your team? But first of all, you can't be the leader of a team if you play the wide receiver position because why is it the most frustrating position for them? It's the most dependent star position in all of sports because you can't control your fate. You can't dribble the ball up the floor and say, I'm going to shoot this one.
You can't throw it to yourself.
You can't throw it to yourself.
Right.
Even the running back position, you're going to, if you're the lead back, you know, you're going to get 15 or 20 carries, but he's not going to get 15 or 20 targets on every given night.
No.
And to your point, if he had a monster night, if he had 200 yards receiving last night, he wouldn't have done this, even in a loss, because he's about, in the end, and I think his heart's right, his head's just not in the right realm. He can't see clearly because he's the biggest star in New York. So, especially on Thursday Night Football, if he doesn't get his numbers or his shine, then he's going to go crazy and act out, and he's going to pout. I'm sorry, again, maybe he did have a cramp. I don't know. It's 70 degrees and rainy, so that's not really a cramp night. But that was just a pout where he left the field at the end of the half with his offense still on the field for one more play.
It would be different if the defense was there,
maybe
right?
He could get away with it.
Right?
But that was a pout. That was just, he just went crazy because he tends
Here's a good comparison. It's Julio Jones. When was his last touchdown? When was the last touchdown he got? Week 12 last year. Week 12. Do you see him? That's not in his makeup.
All those bad.
Do you know what I mean?
All those bad quarterbacks DeAndre Hopkins playing with, Skip, and they were losing. But with Odell is that I have to give Mike and Gary Kubiak a lot of credit because there were times, Skip, I didn't catch a pass. I didn't catch many passes. I might catch one pass. I might catch 3 passes, 20 yards or 30 yards. But they would always point out, 84. Although you didn't catch a bunch of passes, but look at this block. Look at this right here, what you did. So
Odell does not want to hear that.
But Skip, what it did is that it refocused me that my value was more than just catching passes. That I could do other things to help the team win. That although the fans didn't see Shannon get in the end zone or Shannon catch 400 yards, they value what I did. My teammates saw what I did on film. So that was good enough. At the end of the day, I want my teammates' respect. I want my coach's trust. The fans will appreciate. Fans going to come and go. You might sign an autograph, you might not. You might take a picture, you might not. You might say something that they deem inappropriate, and so they're going to come and go. But as long as I got those guys in the locker room, the coaches and the players, I'm good. So Odell and receivers need to see their value as more than just catches and touchdowns. And if they did that, everything will be okay. But it's hard, Skip, because you don't think he's watching Thielen? Then he got 5 games, 100 yards. And Odell said, I'm better than him.
Right. All I need is somebody to get me the football.
Man, look at AB. Man, AB get 12 targets a game. I'm on the level with AB.
And AB's never happy either.
But that's his makeup, right? Some guys are like that, but I'm just saying the Giants, this is all on the Giants.
I'm going to let him, you know what, Skip?
And
I'm not going to try to refute him. I'm going to let him hide this as passion. That's passion. I'm going to let him, it's passion. But that kind of passion that he's displaying ain't going to win you no championship.
To your point, you just gave him $65 million guaranteed. You made him the highest paid wide receiver, and you are 1-5 because he can't do enough to put you over the top. He can't dominate games, control games, be the difference maker every game. As good as he is, he can't be that good at wide receiver.
But you know.